Okay guys, this is a flipped lesson on dot plots and stem and leaf plots. You can either print out the notes from Canvas modules, or you can copy by hand into your ISN. If you have a printer, I highly suggest it, simply because graphs are sometimes hard to write into your ISN. Okay, so first, this is a dot plot. And this one shows the prices of cowboy hats. You can see that on top of 30, two of them cost $30 because there's 2 dots. 3 are on 35 because there's 3 dots, and so on. We're going to be finding the median, the mode, the range, outliers, and we are not going to do the mean for this one because that is a lot of numbers. Okay, so first we're going to start by making a list of all the numbers. So I see 30, 30, then 3 35s, 3 40s, 3 45s, 4 50s, and the 75. So if I'm finding the median, like we learned yesterday, I'm just going to cross top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, until I'm left with one number. Unfortunately, I have 2 numbers, so that means I'm going to be adding these 2 numbers together and dividing by 2, which would give me 42.5. Okay, to get the mode, that means the one that is there the most often, the one that is appearing the most. You're looking for the tallest amount of dots, which would be 50. The range, remember, we're going to do high minus low, so that would be 80, no, not 80, sorry, 75 minus 30, which is 45. And then finally, we have a new word, an outlier. An outlier is something that's like not hanging out with the rest of the data. You can see that the majority of the data is here. And then we've got this one little guy out here all by himself. That is an outlier. Okay, for example number 2, all I want us to do is go ahead and take this information and make a dot plot. So let's do that first. So if you're at home, go ahead and pause the video, and then you'll turn it back on to see how we did. Okay, so your dot plot should look something like mine. I'm sure yours is much bigger than mine. It's a lot easier to do this on paper than it is on the smartboard. Please trust me. Okay. The next thing you should do after you make your dot plot is go ahead and list them in order from least to greatest. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Pause the video. Okay, so once we put them in order and then we crossed off small, big, small, big, small, big, then you should have gotten that your median was 27. Okay, to find the mode, I'm just looking for my tallest stack in the graph, which was listed at 32. The range, again, we do high minus low, so then that would be 40 minus, is that 8, which is also 32. We're not going to do the mean on this one. And then outliers. You have 2 outliers in this one. I would consider 8 and 40 to both be an outlier because the majority of the data all fall in here, and then those 2 guys were just hanging out. Okay? All right. So now we're going to talk about stem and leaf plots, okay? In a stem and leaf plot, the data are ordered from least to greatest. So just like we've been doing. And they're organized by place value. Okay? So what that means is that the stem is the digit of the greatest place value of data. The 10th place in this example that I'm about to show you. The leaves are the digits in the least place value, meaning the 1st place in our example, okay? So the first thing that we need to do with this data is go ahead and list them in order from least to greatest. and then we're going to make our stem and leaf, okay? So in this case, the stem is going to be the tens place. And down here, this is the key. And what you want to do, so pick any number like 25. 2/5 equals 25, okay? So what I mean is, when my tens place right up here to do 5 and 7, I would have 0 in the tens place, 5 in the ones place. And I also have a 7 and a 7. So the way you read this is 5, 7, and 7 versus, and that would be done. That was all 0 in the tens place, okay? Then I have 3 with a 1 in the tens place for my stem, and then I have 4, 8, and 9. So the way you read this is 14, 18, and 19 over here. Okay? Then we've got our next bunch, which are all in the 20s. We have a 21, a 23, a 24, a 25, and a 26. Okay? Then we've got 30s. We've got a 32, 33, 33, 36. There were 4 things in the 30s. And the last one, we didn't have anything in the 40s, so I don't even need to put that there. And then I have 51. It's not wrong if you put it there, but we don't need it, so we don't have to do it, okay? But this is how you read a stem and leaf plot, okay? Okay, one more time. Once you have the key here, this key that shows me that 2/5 equals 25, that's just showing me how I can read. So like 3/2 is 32, okay? Or 1/4 is 14, okay? All right, let's go ahead and go back to this problem. I would like for you to go ahead and find the median, the mode, and the range. And you may use a calculator to get the mean for this one, okay? You can use a calculator. Let's just make sure we all get those same numbers. Okay, so go ahead and pause it, work it on your own, and then check. Okay, so to check, you should have gotten that the median was between 23 and 24, which is 23.5. This is a bimodal set of data, 7 and 33. The range was 46, and then I used a calculator to get the mean of 23.375. All right, so now on your own, I'd like for you to go ahead and try these two on your own, and then, so pause the video. Actually, how about we just do number 3, pause the video, then check, and then you'll do number 4, pause the video, and check. All right, so just number 3, pause it now. Okay, so hopefully this one didn't mess you too bad with the decimal here, but in the key, it should have been like 18/1, which means 18.1. So think of that slash right there as your decimal, okay? You didn't need to do anything else with this one other than make the stem and leaf plot, okay? For number 4, they've given you the stem and leaf plot, and now you just need to find the median, the mode, and the range. So go ahead and pause it. Okay, the nice thing about this one is that because it's already in order, if you want, you can go ahead and use the actual stem and leaf plot for the numbers, meaning 65, 96 when you're crossing, 68, 92, right? 70, so little, big, little, big, little, big, little, big, little, big, little, big. And then there's where your median went. Okay, the mode was, I need to erase this now because you can't see anymore. The one that appeared the most often, there were 3 90s. And then the range we got by doing 96 minus 65, which is 31. Okay? Okay, so now for practice, what you're going to do, there's one last page here. If you, again, print it out, that would be better. And then be prepared to come to class with questions tomorrow. Number 11 is an extension problem, kind of like a bonus problem, meaning if you would like a challenge, then try number 11. You don't have to do number 11, all right? But be prepared to come to class tomorrow with all of your questions.